All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm your instructor, Pierre Hui, aka Mr. P. The P is for patience. And today is Monday. Guess what we do on Mondays? We study our scientific concepts, which is the most complicated, the most failed part, the most troublesome part of the Barber theory exam for South Carolina, which is my state that I represent with my training. Well, it's my home state that I represent with my training. Okay. All right. For my TikTokers, hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. For my StreamYarders, Facebookers, YouTubers, all that good stuff, we are going to pull up the CIB, which stands for the Candidate Information Bulletin, which we always go over first because I want you to have a comprehensive understanding of the CIB for the purpose of being able to pinpoint and focus on exactly what you need for the Barber theory study. That way, we're not just kind of going round and round in circles. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen on my StreamYard. Y'all give me a second. Present. Nope. Screen. There we go. Okay. Perfect. All right, so let's talk about it. I think everybody can see that. Okay, scientific concepts, 35%. You have 5 points of contact, A, B, C, D, and E, okay? We're going to go over those really, really quick, and then we're going to find a topic to talk about today on Monday. All right, so you got A, infection control, safety practices. Okay. You got B, human anatomy and physiology. You got C, identifying signs, symptoms of conditions, disorders, and diseases related to skin. Next, D, identifying signs and symptoms of conditions, disorders, and diseases related to hair. And then E, you have basic chemistry of products used in barbering. Okay. Last week had a very, very informative study session talking about point of contact E, which we talked a lot about the chemical pH scale and the chemical reactions. Okay. Today, let's see. Well, we always talk about infection control. Let's see if we can't find something else. Okay. So we have identify, I haven't talked about this one in a while. Identify requirements of government agencies related to public protection, which is the CDC, OSHA, and the EPA. Very easy to do. So let's do that. Let's go there. That's where we will find our work. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm going to keep that highlighted so everybody can see. Okay. And can I, nope. Nope. That's not what I want to do. I'm going to make that smaller. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So let's find all of those. And if anybody is studying along, particularly my students, this is out of this Milady's book. I'm gonna hold it up again so y'all can make sure y'all got y'all correct version. Even though I like some of the old versions of the Milady book too, because some of them got questions that pertain to the test that are still on there. And sometimes those concepts are not in this book. I don't know why, but they're in some of the old books. But we will definitely do a video on that one of these days. Okay. And I like to keep the study session short because that coincides with people's attention spans. Most people do not pay attention past 10 to 15 minutes. So I try to stay within 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Now that, of course, that's when we just talking about information. What's up, Jay? What's up, Tip? Good morning, y'all. All right. Let's find our agencies. And nope. Is it in this one? Wait a minute. Maybe I done went too far. I think I done went too far, y'all. There we go. Okay. All right. So today we are going to talk about the most important one out of there. What's up, E? How you doing, E? You supposed to be working, E. You see, I can say that today. You know why. Okay. You have OSHA. OSHA stands for the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Okay. OSHA stands for the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. All right. It was created as part of the U.S. Department of Labor to regulate and enforce safety and health standards to protect employees in the workplace. Regulating employee exposure to potentially toxic substances and informing employees about the possible hazards of materials used in the workplace. Those are the keys of the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970. All right. This regulation created the Hazard Communication Standard, which is called the HCS, which requires that chemical manufacturers and importers assess and communicate the potential hazards associated with their products. The Material Safety Data Sheet, or the MSDS, was a result of the HCS. In 2012, along with representatives from most of the nations in the United Nations, OSHA agreed to comply with the globally harmonized system of classification and the labeling of chemicals system. This initiative was designed to create label standards to be used around the globe and includes the use of specific pictograms to indicate possible safety concerns. The initiative also includes the adoption of a 16-category standard format safety data sheet to replace the MSDS. The HCS Act in 1983 gave the workers the right to know, but the new GHS gives workers the right to understand. And keep in mind, y'all, the G stands for global in all of that. All right. So this is a worldwide thing. All right. The U.S. leg of it is OSHA. It's probably called different things in different countries and all that stuff, but this is a global standard that we're talking about here, not just the U.S. OK. The standards set by OSHA are important to barbers because of the products that we use daily. OSHA standards address issues relating to the handling, the mixing, the storing, and the disposing of products, general safety in the workplace, and your right to know about any potentially hazardous ingredients contained in the products and how to avoid these hazards. Barbers should view OSHA as an agency designed to ensure a safe workplace for all U.S. workers. And a couple more things about OSHA. So those pictograms that they're talking about, we're meaning things that say, all right, if something is hazardous, if something is flammable, if something is like a health hazard, or, it's not environment friendly, or, things like that, right? That's OSHA's job to make sure that any products that you use has, you have the right to know if something like that is hazardous like that. Okay. OSHA is the company, or is the entity that enforces that standard. Okay. And also a MSDS and a MDS are the same things. Okay. So a material safety data sheet, SDS. So a material safety data sheet got replaced by just a safety data sheet, because it's more than just the material, and the safety standards associated with that material is also everything inclusive, dealing with that material. Okay. That's why they turned it into a safety data sheet. All right. So OSHA is the ones that did that. And see if I can't show y'all a quick picture of the safety data sheet. And most of the people at these factories and stuff know what I'm talking about. Can y'all see that? That's what they look like. That's what they look like. Okay. You usually see that along the walls. Usually, a lot of times, if you're at a factory or something like that, because OSHA is standard everywhere. Anywhere there's a workplace, OSHA is standard. Okay. But yeah, You will see those more along the lines of the walls and like where they're doing like storage or where the trucks load things like that. All right. But yeah, OSHA stands for Occupational Safety and Health Administration. All right. See if there's anything else about those. Yes. So another thing about OSHA. OSHA is the people that'll come shut your ass down. Let's go there. What's up, Cam? Simply Cam, what's happening? Yeah, OSHA is the people that'll come and shut your shit down if you're not enforcing safety standards. All right, they'll be the main ones. They're not the only ones, but they'll be the main ones that'll come and shut you down. All right. Federal and state laws require barbers to obtain SDSs from the chemical product manufacturers and or distributors for each professional product that they use. SDSs often can be downloaded from the product manufacturer's or the distributor's website. All workers in the barbershop must read the information included on each SDS and verify that they have read it by adding their signatures to a sign-off sheet for the product. All states require that sign-off sheets must be immediately available to state and federal inspectors upon request. And do not think for a second that they will not ask for that shit, because they will. Okay. They have given us a little bit of grace over the years by saying, all right, look, if you're using something in the vein of like chemical disinfectants, they're not asking for SDSs. Thank God. They're not asking for SDSs like they used to, where it was just like, all right, well, if you're using 5 of them, then we need 5 SDSs. They just say, all right, look, just give us an overall SDS that says, okay, this is categorized as a disinfectant. This falls under this umbrella of 1 SDS. Thank you. Because before that, it was just like, hey, if somebody wanted to be real petty, they could be really, really petty and just be like, all right, well, I see 5 different types of disinfectants, like say like Clippercide, then you might have Barbicide, then you might have something else side and all this stuff, right? Yeah, they could be like, yeah, we need SDSs for all of those, or you got a problem. We can cite you or we can find you. Technically, they could do that, but like I said, in the past couple years, past decade or so, they've given us a lot more grace on that. So that's why I'm telling you, SDSs are very important, and you definitely need to know about them, not just for your tests, but just for your practice as well. Okay, there should be SDSs for the products that you use, especially anything that's potentially hazardous. You should have SDSs in your shop. Just know, if an inspector came in and wanted to know about all of that, they could request that. All right. Miss Hill, how you doing? I'm gonna try at a later time to say your first name, but Miss Hill, 72. What's up? Okay, next we got the Environmental Protection Agency, aka the EPA. Okay. EPA registers all types of disinfectants sold and used in the United States. Straight off top. That's the biggest thing you need to know. All right. The EPA, which stands for the Environmental Protection Agency, registers all types of disinfectants sold and used in the United States. All types of disinfectants. They register them. Okay. What is a disinfectant? It's a chemical product that destroys most bacteria, including spores, fungi, and viruses on surfaces. Okay. The EPA is the company that says, all right, you have to tell us about how good your product is. So let's see. All right. Most pathogens of concern in the barbershop are adequately destroyed by standard EPA registered disinfectants and do not require tuberculocidal disinfectants. However, some states do require tuberculocidal disinfectants, so always check the rules of your state to be sure the product complies with state requirements. All right. So like I said, my home state is South Carolina. They go back and forth between the two. All right. So right now, they're not really tripping. Like, it doesn't have to be. No. Right now, it does have to be. So if you're going to take your tests, or if you're going to take your practical, they're going to say they want a EPA registered disinfectant, an EPA registered tuberculocidal disinfectant. South Carolina does want it. Sometimes there have been times where they wasn't tripping as much and they was kind of lax on it. Now they're not. So it's like, that's another thing that people don't think about when they're doing like their first section on the practical. When you got to wipe your station off, they're going to look to see what kind of disinfectant do you have. So if you go get this Dollar Tree, you get this Dollar Tree disinfectant, but it doesn't say that it's EPA registered and tuberculocidal, they could take off points if they wanted to. It depends on the product that you get, because you got some, they are very, very specific and down to the letter for things like that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, but that has to deal with the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency. Let's see if we got anything else about that, and then we're going to go to our last. We're going to go to our last regulatory agency. Okay. Yes, it is against federal law to use any disinfecting product in a way contrary to the use indicated on its label, which is called efficacy. So if you have a disinfectant and it says this kills 99.9% of germs, it better damn kill 99.9% of germs. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. Okay. There have been people that will sue because they said, all right, look, we used this EPA registered thing. It said it was 99.9% effective, and it said it kills this. It kills bacteria or it kills fungi, and then I used it and I sprayed it and it was still fungi. That is a problem, because you're saying that there's a 0.1 chance that it won't work, but otherwise it's 99.9% effective. That's a problem. That's when you have somebody that might try to sue these type of companies. Okay. All right. Before a manufacturer can sell a product for disinfecting surfaces, tools, and implements or equipment, they must obtain an EPA registration number shown following EPA reg dot number NO dot near the manufacturer's name. That certifies that the disinfectant, when used correctly, will be effective against the pathogens listed on the label. For example, clipper disinfectants must be approved by the EPA for use with clippers in specific environments, such as a barbershop, or the manufacturer would be breaking federal law by marketing them as clipper disinfectants to the barber market. This also means that if you do not follow the label instructions for mixing, contact time, and the type of surface the disinfecting product can be used on, you are not complying with federal law. If there were an injury-related lawsuit, you could be held responsible. Just keep that in mind, everybody. All right. Okay, let's see. We were supposed to have one more. Those are the main two that's in here. Let's see if we got anything about the CDC. Nope. Anything else? Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. This one is high percentage, so pay attention to this one, and then we're gonna be done. Okay. Standard precautions are guidelines published by the CDC that require the employer and the employee to assume that any human blood and body fluids are potentially infectious. Okay, let me see if I can't find. I really want to break down the CDC. I don't know why they don't have it in here. See, that's what I'm saying. They used to have a lot more information about the CDC, including what it stands for, because I have forgotten over the years. But let me see if we can't find it real quick. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Now we talking. All right. So let's back up real quick. Yes, they got in a whole different section. I don't know why they do that. Centers for Disease Control, the CDC. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you for following me. Okay. CDC stands for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. All right. They're the same people that require the autoclaves for sterilization, but that's in another video. All right. Now, The CDC are also responsible for enforcing and establishing the standard precautions. Okay, we'll say that again. Requires the employer and employee to assume that any human blood and body fluids are potentially infectious because it may not be possible to identify customers with infectious diseases. Strict infection control practices should be used with all clients. We're not saying you got any problems or anything like that. We're saying overall, the CDC says treat all of them as the same when you're dealing with infection control. Okay. Thank you for liking the live, Tammy. Thank you. But do they prevent? Ask that again. Like, be a little bit more specific with what you're asking. I want to answer your question. All right. Because it may not be possible to identify customers with infectious diseases, strict infection control practices should be used with all clients. In most instances, let's say you got a client who is infected with hepatitis B or other blood-borne pathogens. They are asymptomatic. That means they show no symptoms or signs of infection. Okay, but you still got to stay ready, right? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Do they do their job? Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. OSHA and CDC have set safety standards and precautions that protect employees in situations when they could be exposed to bloodborne pathogens. Precautions include proper hand washing, wearing of gloves, and proper handling and disposing of sharp instruments and any other items that may have been contaminated by blood or other body fluids. It is important that specific procedures be followed if blood or body fluid is present. Okay, so you got your three main. You have OSHA, stands for Occupational Safety and Health Administration. They're more concerned with safety standards as a whole. Okay, what's up, Mike? What's up? You also got the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency. They're more concerned with the labeling and the registration of disinfectants. Okay. And then you have the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control. They're more concerned with bloodborne pathogens and the safety precautions dealing with those bloodborne pathogens. All right. With that being said, that is our time. If you or anybody you know needs my help with getting prepared or passing the Barber theory, I have a paid course. The paid course tends to deal with what I like to call high percentage. High percentage are things that are 75% or higher that you will see on the Barber theory exam. It's more of a focused study. We extract all the general study and we go from here to the stuff that is just the most pertinent stuff. Okay. But of course, that is a premium service. That is a premium course. So you got to pay me premium money. General study is free, but the focused, more high percentage study, you got to pay for. But if you or anybody you know can use it, hey, Keish, you always jump on right when I'm about to get off. But listen, if y'all are not following Big Keish, aka Big Virgo, salute. I'm a Virgo too. Go follow her right now. Right now, she got the best content. But yeah, you can find me all social media platforms at Pierre Huey, Pierrehouey. Again, that is Pierrehouey. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day and happy Monday. Yeah. There we go.